Alright, so in this video I'm going to show you a few separate tools. Um, the first tool is the stamp tool. The stamp tool is the tool that I demonstrated in class today for you. The stamp tool, and I'm going to go over some of these other tools with you that also do similar things like remove items from pictures. Um, uh, and I'll go through maybe why you would use one versus the other. Um, the stamp tool works very similarly to like the healing brush and some of the other ones here. However, I think it's more like like a tool that you can use more freely, where the other ones you kind of run your paintbrush over an item and it might get rid of it, but get rid of it generating like its own pattern. Where with like the stamp tool, you create your own pattern and adjustments yourself. So it's almost like painting versus like, I don't know, the computer creating this pattern for you. But if I wanted to stamp out this sign, holding the Alt key down creates a little target. So wherever you click down on the picture, if I want to place these clouds onto this object in order to get rid of it. So if I were to hold down the Alt key, and this goes for a Mac or a PC, and I click on the mouse, what's going to happen is it's going to pick up whatever's in that area, right? And then I can make my paintbrush bigger or smaller, and then go ahead and paint. Now when I paint, you can see there's like a little axis point or a cross to the right of the paintbrush. So it's picking up whatever's happening in that area. When you're using the stamp tool, I wouldn't just paint with it. I would demonstrate a little bit more variation, and because it's just going to copy whatever's happening and just kind of work around that area. All right, and pick up light color. So I would do click, stamp, click, stamp, click, stamp, and kind of work my way around that space, right? So that's how you would use the stamp tool. And like I said, I feel like it's more of like a free tool, like you are manipulating the texture yourself, and manipulating what specifically is getting stamped where. Where like the spot healing tool can run over an item when you drag over it, but it's kind of choosing what's going in that area. You're not doing the choosing of the texture, which you may not care. It might actually look better than the way you do it, but in certain circumstances, you might want to be doing this yourself, right? The healing brush tool, I find it's just used to kind of like soften something, right? So it doesn't necessarily get rid of that whole item. It just kind of like softens it and blurs it. The patch tool, right? When circling an item, right? Let's say I wanted to circle this whole area, okay? What I can do is then take this and drag it, and it's going to place whatever selection I'm taking from, or I cut out. So you can see it's kind of mirroring whatever's happening in my box. So in a picture like this, you might want to use something like that, right? And then your content aware move tool, the tool that Yoav had demonstrated in class, my period 6 class, that will allow you to take an object and move it, which is pretty cool. So for an example, I could take this window and select it, right? And then I can move it somewhere else, like here, and then it should remove it from that area, and then I can deselect it. So these are great tools to use for this assignment, and I would definitely play around with these. All right, I hope this is helpful.